Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for December 12th of 2025 is titled Northern Fox Fires. So what do we see here? Well, here in the foreground we do see a fox, and that happened to be caught in the image looking at the aurora in the background. And it ties in because in Finnish mythology, one of the ways the aurora are produced are by an Arctic fox running very fast so that the tail brushes the mountains, creating sparks that give the light to the heavens. Now, of course, we now know exactly how aurora are created, but it does tie in very well with the image that we see today with the fox in the foreground and the aurora in the background up in the sky. Now, we do know that aurora are created by charged particles from our sun that stream towards Earth and are buffeted along the magnetic field and then enter Earth's atmosphere very close to the poles. Now, that's where the magnetic field lines come in and strike Earth and intersect our atmosphere, so it is where the particles can actually hit our atmosphere. So for the most part, we are protected from these particles by our magnetic field, which kind of shoves them away. Many of them never come near Earth at all. Others then will come in toward the poles and give us the auroral displays, such as the one we see here. Now, those particles will strike atoms in Earth's atmosphere, and particularly oxygen atoms way high up in the atmosphere. Now, this is individual oxygen atoms, not oxygen molecules, the oxygen on the ground that we breathe, but actually just oxygen atoms up in the atmosphere. And when they are excited by these particles, their electrons are energized, and they will give off specific wavelengths of light that are related to that element. So in this case, oxygen will give off very distinctly a green color when it is excited by these particles and cause it to glow. And if you watch the aurora, you will see the patterns will shimmer and shift as the particles strike Earth's atmosphere and glow, but they're constantly changing. So the exact pattern will never stay the same at any given instant. It slowly shimmers and changes as the atoms are excited in one area and then in another area. And that will continually change over time. And this is also why we see the aurora very close to the poles, the North Pole and the South Pole. We can see either the northern lights or the southern lights, and that's because that is where those particles can actually strike Earth's atmosphere. Now, when we get very large storms, Earth's magnetic field can be deformed, and then the particles can strike at lower latitudes. So when we can get in very intense solar storm, we can actually see the aurora at lower latitudes or more temperate latitudes. But typically we see the strongest aurora and the aurora at the most regular times when we're looking very far north. Canada, Alaska, and Scandinavia are prime areas where the aurora are often seen and photographed, such as the one we see here today. So that was our picture of the day for December 12th of 2025. It was titled Northern Fox Fires. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be Ocean of Storms. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.